Ladies and gentlemen, I am your planetary defense commander, Star-Lord Thor 7 the T, and this late in the game, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Anywhere from Brownsville, San Antonio, Galveston, Houston, up through Louisiana into New Orleans needs to be prepared for Hurricane Laura to be a major hurricane. We're talking Category 3, possibly Category 4, and yes, it is 2020. The waters aren't hot, and there will be extremely low wind shear, so possibly a Category 5 hurricane. So please make a plan, prepare now, and stay tuned. That being said, at this point, technically, nobody knows what its intensification category will be when it makes landfall or where it will make landfall. It has been consistently under the models as far as jogging south of Hispaniola and Cuba. And right now, models have shifted back to the east, taking it back into Louisiana or the Texas-Louisiana border. And right now, Louisiana is preparing for Hurricane Marco, which is probably weakening and will soon be a tropical storm, to make landfall in Louisiana, I would guess, in the next 24 to 48 hours. And no matter what, this region is going to get a ton, and I mean a ton, of heavy rain. And tomorrow, you're getting the largest northeast severe weather watch, meaning possible hail, possible tornadoes, possible straight line winds for a whole lot of states. We are record-breaking weather, and technically, I've been preparing us for over 7 weeks, and Cranky Weather got 2, for major weather danger. And then on top of that, for after the 24th or around the 24th, this would happen on the 24th, due to the Saturn Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. I forgot to say Mars. Mars is going to be pissed because Mars loves attention. Okay, yeah, when you have this many planets on the same side of the sun and almost all lined up, Earth trapped in the middle, you're going to get a massive imbalance. And so that is one of the things that we do track here at THORnews, because yes, Asteroid Fight Club is the smartest of the smart, and I'm glad to have you here. Models have been doing strange things, and models will continue to do strange things because 2020 will keep on getting 2020er and will be filled with tons of surprises. Cranky Weather Guy showing us the radar loop for Tropical Storm Laura as she goes over Guantanamo Bay. Double circulation looks like it wobbled up the coast around Guantanamo and consolidated into one circulation, now well west, northwest, and leaving radar range. And so the low and the rain has stayed south of most of model projections. And as Dada Boo, the Florida Wave Master, is helped pointing out, rain is going to be a big deal and possible flooding all along the Gulf of Mexico as Florida Panhandle is getting hammered tonight. I'm sure it's not the only one. We are looking at a whole lot of rain, a whole lot of flooding, and if I had to take a guess right now, although my intuition's a little off, that Laura will probably head somewhere near the Louisiana-Texas border, or it would head south towards San Antonio. But definitely all of my Texas people should be totally on high alert for the next 100 hours. And if it is anything over Category 3 and you're along the coast, I would not recommend being there to greet it. Back in Harvey, I drove 4 hours north, spent the hurricane with my mama, and never regretted it. And then checked in on all my friends who were in the flooding for a couple days, every 6 hours, because I'm a cool friend. Anyway, so it's going to be quite a week, and I got to remind you guys that hurricane season is just beginning. We aren't even to the peak of hurricane season. That is September 10th. And so all signs point towards one of the most active hurricane seasons on record. We've already been hit by 2 hurricanes, Hannah down in South Texas, and then Isaias up in the northeast. Depending on Marco's strength, that would be 3. And then Laura is definitely going to be number 4. Probably. I mean, we'll take miracles if we can get them. If these storms underperform in any way, I'll be very happy. But don't bet on it, bro. And please, Louisiana, if Marco does get downgraded to a tropical storm, don't rest on your laurels. It is 2020, and I know that Laura has already killed 6 people in the Dominican Republic, and so we don't want to lose any more people in 2020 because we've already lost a lot, man. And so I highly recommend playing maximum defense, preparing for the worst, and praying for the best. This is precipitate water, which means water willing to participate in a storm and there is a lot of water and moisture and water vapor and precipitable water associated with Marco. And so you can see that Florida and parts of the coast are already getting lots of rain. And so this thing will only bring copious and dangerous amounts of more rain with it. And then on top of it, some storm surge and some heavy winds. But the whole thing with Laura is it has been traveling over these mountainous islands and maintaining a pretty beastly form. And so when it exits into the Gulf, depending on where it exits, and the farther west it goes or south, the Gulf waters are super rocket fuel hurricane hot, and there's going to be almost no wind shear. Whereas right now, Marco is dealing with wind shear that's kind of tearing it up a little and making it weaken. That may not be what happens with Laura. And so that's what I said. Don't be surprised if somehow this ends up a Cat 5. I'm not guaranteeing it will be a Cat 5 or Cat 3. I'm just saying, man, defense and defense and defense. Last night on Laura, models had locked in on it definitely going to Houston, and then they switched back to the east. So prepare for more surprises and prepare for models to keep windshield wipering. And so I would keep if you're on the coast, I would stay on alert for definitely this whole entire week, man. And in case of evacuation circumstances, please have a plan for your family, your pets, and your poorer friends who might need a little help, I just got to say, definitely in the last 10 years of hurricanes, neither political party has ever offered up any type of major plans on how the Gulf Coast or East Coast, on how to deal with, evacuate hurricanes. Like, we have made no major natural disaster improvements as a group, for the last decade, 2 decades, and it's pretty discouraging in my opinion. Though there are going to be stock markets and corporations chomping at the bit to make money off plagues or hurricanes or wildfires or volcanoes. It's just kind of the world we live in right now, where we are the consumed and the consumer. Yeah, you get the West Coast on fire, the Gulf Coast about to be besieged with hurricanes, everybody fighting over a dumbass election. Well, we all know the politicians are bullshit, man. Okay, look at all that smoke. You can even see all the smoke coming up. So now is a great time to work together as Americans and Earthlings. Dude, I highly recommend it. Dude, this is the lightning, and this is already showing super lightning action, dude. I got a bad feeling about Laura, bro. The NAM, which only goes 72 hours out, shows Laura as 124 mile per hour wind gust type storm, and hanging in the middle, where it means it could kind of go anywhere here, the Euro is kind of saying, hey, it's just going to be a know-nothing tropical storm, which is very weird, but weirder things have happened. If this happens, I will be okay with it, but I would not prepare for that. I would pray for that, And last night at midnight, the Euro had it as like a 160 mile per hour wind gust storm that was going straight into Houston. So it is weird to see the models differentiate and lose their mind so much in such a short span with the storm less than 100 hours away. The GFS is taking it pretty much into Houston on Thursday, in the Texas-Louisiana borderline. So no matter what, I'm pretty sure this area Louisiana is going to get the most rain out of everybody. I mean, that could change if it's Cat 5 that goes south, but we'll have to keep paying attention. The NAM has Marco coming into Louisiana as a tropical storm around noon on Monday, which is tomorrow. 5 p.m. on Monday is when tropical storm, the Euro, and then, around noon or 2 on Monday, you get tropical storm or Hurricane Marco. And I still have this weird gut feeling that this will probably curve more this way. This will get hooked up on this pull-out stream, although there's no scientific proof or evidence in what I've just said. And so, like I said, Brownsville all the way from here, I'd be ready, but definitely look right now. Seems the Houston to New Orleans area should be watching out. And this whole situation is just freaking wild, bro. That is all smoke. And then remember, we've been having the volcano range down in Mexico. It's just been going off nonstop almost. Popocatépetl, the Fuego, Colima, these volcanoes. So you got all these volcanoes going off down here. You got all these major wildfires and smoke here. You got 2 hurricanes coming in here. This is the 2020 I spent 7.8 years warning everybody about. So I'm glad we are prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually because I love you and I'm going to be ready to party in 2022 because we got a lot to deal with. Model recap. The Euro brings Laura in at 9:58, which will make it Category 2, Category 3 hurricane to the west of the Louisiana-Texas border on Thursday. GFS parallel brings it in 9:66, which will be about a Category 2 strong hurricane just to the east of the Texas-Louisiana border on Thursday. The GFS has it hitting pretty much the same spot that Marco would as a hurricane in about 70 hours. The NavGem says, hey, it's a do-nothing tropical storm, but it would hit the same spot that Marco did. And, I mean, it's possible, like if it travels over the Cuba Mountains and then never reforms, but we're seeing it maintain its shape as it travels over all the mountainous regions, which is highly alarming. The icon brings it into the foot of Louisiana in about 70 hours as a Category 1, Category 2 hurricane, which would be the same spot as Marco. But like I said, I definitely think that like Category 3, Category 4, Category 5 is on the table. And I make my money every single month off of donations and contributions. So I'm not going to play this up or like try and make anyone feel fear or worry. But it's just like with no wind shear, it's 2020 super hot waters. We need to be prepared. That thing already looks like kind of a beast as it moves off the mountains. Yeah, I definitely think it could definitely be a major category hurricane. This has it moving into the Gulf, but as a tropical storm. But hey, check this out. The models have been so weird. This is the Euro. So the Euro takes Marco into, watch, the Euro takes Marco, takes it past Louisiana, down into South Texas, moves it to the right, and has it hooked back up with Laura, which don't make no damn sense. But it has Laura going into Louisiana as a hurricane. So, you know, oh, yeah, shoot. And then we have our next hurricane to deal with, although that would be pretty high. But like I said, it's going to be a wild, wild, wild hurricane season, bro. I mean, look at Laura's shape now as it's traveling over the mountains. And I'm sorry for the flicky thing. I've been letting these load for like an hour and they haven't fully loaded. But look at its shape, all right? So that is what I'm talking about. Marco's still got a pretty good look to it, but you can see the wind shear kind of tearing it apart. You know, and Marco's, like I said, you can see the convection blowing up, trying to shield itself as the wind shear tries to tear it apart. There's another convective burst. All right, so please stay cool, stay alert. I should be up all night on the midnight shift with you guys if any major changes happen. And I should be here with you all through the week. It's what I do. This one's at 80%. Dang. And tonight I might even have a beer with you and do a live stream. If anybody's into that, if anybody wants to do that, then just say in the comments, hey, yeah, let's have a beer and talk about crazy stuff. Although positive crazy stuff, because, man, the energy for me was so bad from like July 27th until the 21st. But now for like 2.5 days, I felt great. So I love everybody. Please stay prepared. Please get ready. In Texas, definitely the more south and west it goes, the more chance it has to develop. So let's be ready for the worst and pray for the best. And everybody stay cool and work together as a team in between. All right. God bless everyone. I love you. Stay cool. Let's have a great week and be prepared for September, October, and November to be the craziest months we've ever seen in world history. All right? 2020 is only going to keep on getting 2020 here. But God made us for these days. We are strong, we are smart, and we are going to refine our sense of humor and our ability to work together as a team, because that's the only way we're going to survive, man. It's go time.